You know those moments in sports where you kind of think to yourself, what on earth were they thinking?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, right? India's shocking loss to New Zealand in that first test in Bengaluru.
It was a real head scratcher. It really was,
Yeah.
especially, considering Indy's reputation, especially on their home turf.
Exactly right. We're talking about a team, known for their spin bowling dominance. Bundled out for a measly 46 runs,
That's unbelievable.
their third lowest score ever. To understand just how wild this is, we need to rewind to, day one of the match.
Ah, yes, the infamous Bengaluru downpour.
Exactly. Torrential rain washes out the entire day, and the pitch is completely covered. Now, those of you who aren't maybe cricket, aficionados,
Right.
covering the pitch, it essentially traps moisture. It creates humidity,
Yeah.
and that softens the
It's
surface.
like tucking a cricket pitch into bed with a nice warm cup of tea.
I love that analogy. That's perfect.
There you go.
And this often, it makes it difficult for batters to play spin bowling later in the match.
Absolutely.
So naturally, when India wins the toss on day two, the entire cricketing world is assuming they'll choose to bowl first, right?
Right.
Taking advantage of that rain-affected pitch.
For sure.
But, and this is where things take a turn.
This is where Captain Rohit Sharma, he throws everyone a curveball.
You got it. Sharma, in a move that shocked commentators, fans alike, opts to bat first.
Wow.
And not only that, he picks a team with 3 spinners. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
Everyone expected a spin-friendly surface, but as we'll see, it played out completely differently.
The pressure must have been immense for Sharma to make that call.
Yeah.
India rarely loses at home. And the captain's legacy is often built on these matches.
It's that expectation that weight a billion cricketing dreams, right?
Exactly. And Sharma, known for his aggressive batting, may have felt the need to be equally bold in his captaincy. Perhaps he was trying to make a statement, to show that India could dictate terms even on a potentially tricky pitch.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because after the match, Sharma openly admits to misjudging the pitch, like calling his decision to bat first a bad call, straight up. He seemed to have expected the wicket to become more, spin-friendly as the game progressed.
Which it didn't, much to India's detriment.
Not at all. In fact, the pitch actually offered significant assistance to the New Zealand fast bowlers,
Oh, wow.
catching the Indian batsmen completely off guard. And to further highlight their miscalculation, Sharma revealed that they specifically included Kuldeep Yadav in the lineup. Now, Kuldeep is a spinner known for taking wickets on those flat, unresponsive pitches.
The very opposite of what they ended up facing.
Precisely, they were banking on that spin-friendly surface, which just never materialized.
Yeah.
And the result?
Oh, tell me.
A collapse for the history books.
And as if that pitch miscalculation wasn't enough,
Right.
Sharma makes another decision that had everyone talking,
Oh, yeah.
moving Virat Kohli to the number 3 batting position.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one. It had been ages since Kohli last batted at number 3.
Since 2016, to be
Okay.
precise. And his track record there wasn't exactly inspiring.
No.
In his 6 previous innings at number 3, Kohli had only scraped together 97 runs.
Averaging a paltry 19.40. Not exactly, the kind of form you want going into a crucial test match.
And unfortunately for Kohli and for Team India, this match proved no different.
Right.
He was dismissed for a duck.
Oh, no.
That's cricket slang for getting out without scoring a single run, which,
brutal.
a nightmare scenario for any batsman, let alone one of Kohli's caliber.
Yeah, talk about adding insult to injury. But, this is where Sharma's captaincy gets really interesting. Instead of shying away from the decision, he actually defended it,
Really?
saying that he wanted to maintain a consistent batting order for the other players.
So he was prioritizing the team over kind of individual ego, even if it meant putting Kohli in a less familiar position.
Exactly. He even said, and I quote, "We didn't want to change Rishabh and KL, and hence Sarfaraz went at 4 and Virat batted at 3.
Wow. So this reveals a captain who's, playing the long game.
Right.
He's willing to take those short-term risks if it means building a team that's, greater than the sum of its parts.
Right.
Whether this strategy pays off in the long run, well, that's a debate for another day.
It's certainly a bold approach, and it takes a certain kind of leader to stay calm and collected under that kind of pressure. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
can we talk about Sharma's demeanor after the match? To start a press conference after a loss like that with a joke,
Come on.
that's not something you see every day.
Especially not from an Indian captain. It was
Yeah.
an unusual move, but it spoke volumes about his character.
Right. He opens with Chalau Talwar. which, roughly translates to, like, draw your swords. I mean, who does that after their team gets bowled out for 46?
I know, right? It
Mm.
was brilliant. Like, not just, a witty quip or whatever, but
Yeah.
like a powerful message to his team and the fans. Like,
Yeah.
listen, this isn't over. We're still in the fight.
Exactly. And you know what else struck me? How rare it is for an Indian captain to even, like, address the press after such a dismal day.
Oh, absolutely. Usually they send out the coach or a senior player,
Right.
But Sharma, he faced the music head on.
Taking ownership, just like he did with Kohli's batting position.
Precisely. He acknowledged those mistakes,
Mhm.
emphasized that team's fighting spirit, and even pointed out that the pitch was starting to behave itself.
Yeah. Giving India, like, a fighting chance to redeem themselves in the remainder of the match. See, this is what makes Test cricket so captivating, right? The highs, the lows, the unexpected twists and turns.
And the characters, right. Sharma's captaincy in this match, I mean, for all its flaws, it adds like a whole new layer of complexity to his legacy.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we're left with a lingering question. Did Rohit Sharma's, bold decisions, did they stem from overconfidence or a desire to kind of, like, challenge his team?
Or, maybe a bit of both. Remember, this is a captain who's still defining himself,
Hmm.
you know, pushing boundaries and maybe, just maybe, learning some tough lessons along the way.
And isn't that what makes following the sport so exhilarating? The uncertainty, the constant evolution, and the realization that even in a game of, strategy and skill like cricket, sometimes the unexpected can lead to the most captivating stories.
Well said. Until next time, keep those thinking caps on, and let's see what other cricketing conundrums we can unpack together.